Have you ever noticed how something that happened only for a few seconds can stay in our minds for years? A hurtful word, a painful mistake, a broken relationship, a moment we wish we could change. The moment ends, but we keep replaying it. The world moves forward, yet our mind remains stuck in the past. This is the story of a young musician named Arin, who discovered that sometimes the heaviest burden isn't something we carry on our shoulders. It is something we refuse to put down. Many years ago, in a small mountain village, lived a young man named Arin. Arin dreamed of becoming a great musician. Every morning he sat beneath an old banyan tree and practiced his flute. One day, a famous musician visited the village. Arin gathered his courage and asked him to listen to his playing. The musician agreed. Arin began playing, but halfway through the song, he played a terrible note. Some people laughed. Someone whispered, "Maybe music isn't meant for him." Arin immediately stopped playing, his face filled with embarrassment. The musician looked at Arin and said, "You made one mistake." "I know," Arin replied. "Then why did you stop?" "Because everyone heard it." The musician smiled. "Then let them hear your next note too." He continued, "A wrong note cannot destroy an entire song unless you allow it to stop you." Those words stayed with Arin. He practiced harder. Years passed. Arin became a talented musician and traveled from village to village performing his music. But there was one thing he never left behind: that embarrassing memory. Whenever Arin made a small mistake, he remembered people laughing. Whenever someone criticized him, he remembered the voice saying, "Maybe music isn't meant for him." Even though years had passed, Arin still felt the same embarrassment. One evening he met an old teacher who lived high in the mountains. The teacher listened to Arin play. When the music ended, he said, "Your music is beautiful." Arin smiled. Then the teacher added, "But you play like someone carrying a heavy burden." Arin looked confused. "What am I carrying?" The teacher simply said, "Walk with me tomorrow." The next morning, they began climbing the mountain. After an hour, they reached a river. The teacher picked up a stone and placed it inside Arin's backpack. "Carry this," they continued. Soon, another stone went inside, then another, and another. After some time, the backpack became extremely heavy. Arin's shoulders hurt. Finally, he stopped. "Master, I can't continue." The teacher calmly asked, "Why?" "My backpack is too heavy." The teacher smiled, then put it down. Arin removed the backpack and placed it on the ground. Immediately he felt lighter. The teacher opened the backpack. Inside were many stones. Each stone had a word written on it: failure, fear, anger, regret, shame, someone's opinion. Arin stared at them. The teacher said, "These stones aren't heavy because they are made of stone. They are heavy because you agreed to carry them." He picked up the stone marked failure. "Can you change your past failure?" "No." "Then why carry it?" Arin had no answer. The teacher picked up another stone. "Regret." He asked, "Can you go back and make a different decision?" "No." "Then what can you do?" Arin thought. "Learn from it." The teacher smiled. "Exactly." He threw the stone into the river. Then he picked up the stone marked someone's opinion. "Do you remember the people who laughed at you?" "Yes." "Do you know if they even remember that day?" Arin shook his head. "Yet you have carried their words for years." Arin finally understood. Sometimes we carry words that the person who said them has already forgotten. The teacher sat beside the river. "Most people live like this," he said. "They carry old arguments. They carry anger toward people who have moved on. They carry guilt over mistakes they cannot change. And then they wonder why they feel tired." Arin asked, "Does letting go mean pretending nothing happened?" The teacher shook his head. "No. It means remembering, without allowing the memory to control you. It means learning from the past without living inside it." Arin looked at the empty backpack. For the first time in years, he felt truly light. That evening, Arin returned to his village. He walked beneath the same banyan tree where he had once been laughed at. Everything looked different. The tree was larger. The village had changed. The people had changed. But the memory was still there. For a moment, Arin remembered the wrong note, the laughter, the embarrassment. But this time he smiled. He took out his flute. His hands were calm, and he began to play. The first note wasn't perfect. Neither was the second. But Arin didn't stop. He simply continued. When the song ended, Arin felt peaceful. Then he finally understood. That day beneath the banyan tree had never been his prison. His attachment to that day was the prison. The event had lasted only a few seconds, but he had repeated it inside his mind for years. He had allowed one mistake to become his identity, one person's laughter to become his inner voice, one painful moment to control his future. But now he had put it down, and he realized something important. The past cannot hold you unless you keep holding the past. Maybe you are carrying stones too. Maybe yours have different names. One might say, I should have done better. Another might say, why did they treat me that way? Another, I ruined everything. And perhaps the heaviest one says, what if I had done things differently? But ask yourself, how long will you carry them? 1 year? 5 years? Your entire life? The past has already taken enough from you. Don't give it the rest of your future. You cannot change yesterday, but you can change what yesterday means to you today. Take the lesson without carrying the pain. Remember the person without reopening the wound. Accept the mistake without punishing yourself forever. Forgive someone without allowing them to hurt you again. And most importantly, forgive yourself. Not because what happened didn't matter, but because your future matters too. Sometimes healing isn't about forgetting, it's about remembering without hurting yourself again. So tonight, think about the stones inside your own backpack. What have you been carrying for too long? A regret? An insult? A failure? Someone's judgment? A painful memory? Whatever it is, imagine placing it gently on the ground. You don't have to pretend it never happened. You don't have to forget the lesson. Just stop carrying it everywhere. Your future needs your energy. Your dreams need your attention, and your life needs you to be present. You cannot walk freely while constantly looking backward. Remember Arin? His song didn't become beautiful because he never played a wrong note. It became beautiful because he refused to let one wrong note stop the music. Maybe that's what you need to do too. You made a mistake. Keep playing. Someone hurt you. Keep walking. You failed. Learn and begin again. Someone misunderstood you. Let them. The past is a chapter. It is not the entire book. Put down what no longer belongs in your backpack. Take a deep breath, lift your head, and continue. Sometimes, the moment we stop carrying yesterday is the moment we finally become free to live today. So remember, you cannot change the weight of the past, but you can choose whether to keep carrying it. Let it go, not because it didn't matter, but because you matter too. Your journey is still waiting. Your next chapter is still unwritten. And somewhere ahead, there is a version of you who is lighter, calmer, and finally free. So put down the stone, take the next step, and keep walking. Because your past may be part of your story, but it does not have to be the end of it.